Good morning, everyone. Not sure what happened there with my OBS, but we should be good now. Let's see what's going on. Can everybody hear me all right? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. That was weird. It stopped my countdown video early, even though it showed it was still playing it. So, whatever. Here we are, a few minutes early. So, another opportunity for an eval expediting. You guys don't see anything? Could you guys let me know if you don't see any image? Yeah, that's all you're going to see for right now. I'm not into it. So as long as you see the intro image, you're good to go. So we some of us weren't quite as lucky last time. Some of us did pass. There was some slippage, obviously. I actually reviewed the tape, went back and saw that I probably would have passed if I wouldn't have moved my entry after I initially placed it where I normally place it. I don't know why I moved it. I've never done that before, but for some reason I moved it. And that move was an 11-point difference. So that probably made a little bit of a difference. But, anyways, that's why I always say that if you can't take the cost of an eval and light it on fire and be okay with it, then don't do this method, because even with the statistics that we have and the protection pad that we use, even though the pad wasn't the issue, price just didn't move quite far enough in that first few seconds to trigger all the orders and then also trigger take profits. But there were some that did pass, so happy for that, for everyone that did. So anyone who is new here or missed the last stream, we made some changes to the data sheet and to the indicator. So Yared, you should be able to see my screen. It's just an image right now. I haven't actually gotten into it, but since everyone's getting a little confused, let's go ahead and show an image. All right, now everybody should be seeing the pad, the data sheet pad. Is that what everybody can see now? Yeah, I was sharing my screen. The image that you saw was me sharing my screen, but here we are. Okay. So we have the protection pad. So for those who missed last week's stream and have the current protection pad data sheet, you're going to want to make sure you have 3.1. There were some changes done to this pad. And what those changes were is, instead of using the first 5-minute candle, I have now only used like the first 5 to 15-second candle. And the reason behind this is that, as any of you who have done this OSOK method, you know that really you pass or fail within the first few seconds. So after many months of collecting the data, doing this method, and having hundreds of people pass and some fail, I failed myself as well. I reassessed if really the first 5-minute candle was really even necessary. So I went down and started to look on a more granular level as far as how far price moves, because we know within the first few seconds you're either passing or failing. So that's what this updated data is. I've been able to go down to, in some cases, I go all the way down to the 1-second chart. And if there's any type of retracement more than like 5 or 6 points, I'm going to pay attention to that, because on a 250K Apex account using all 27 contracts, a 12-point retracement can blow the account. So you could have the first 5-minute or 1-minute candle that looks big in one direction, but when you go down to a 5-second or a 1-second, there may be more than a 12-point retracement. So this pad, the version 3.1, is going to be more accurate as far as the old pads were concerned. And so that's this information that you see here. Nitin, I believe that's how you're saying your name. Apologize if I don't. No, this is not for a real account. I don't know if you've joined any of our streams before. This method is only for passing evals. Um, most prop firms won't even allow you to trade this method on a funded account, and you definitely don't want to trade it on a cash account. It's a very quick way to lose $20,000 or $30,000 real quick if you use it in cash account. So this method is only for passing evals. That's why in the title of the video it says CPI Rapid Eval Passing OSOK method. This doesn't say funded account method. This says OSOK eval passing. So you only do this to pass evals. So with the new data, if we're using the 250K Apex account, as Johnny just did point out, going bigger can be better. Let's see here. So 20, I think it's 28 point, 26 point. Yeah, maybe be 25. So I think 25 and above gives you the highest passing rate. I personally am going to go a little higher because there's no difference between a 28, a 35, or a 40 point pad. So like Johnny said, bigger is better. No pun intended there. And I'm going to go with a higher pad than the minimum passing. And the reason being is because we're really not going to have much too large of manipulations to be able to pass on the manipulation. That's what sometimes you can with a smaller pad. These most recent manipulations, the largest one was 42 of 43. So even if you go down to a 25 point pad, you're not going to pass with that. So I'd rather have a larger, barrier protection pad of safety than a smaller one in case there are some larger manipulations. So I'm personally today going to go with a 30 point pad. So yes, that is a very good point. We want to make sure that we turn instant orders on, everybody. So in your trading, make sure you place instant orders on, or else it's not going to work properly for you. So you want to make sure you have that turned on. So who is new here and doesn't know how to place the orders? Nobody? That's good. Yeah, we can go back to the pad size if you guys want. Again, for a Apex account, your winning percentage of 80%. Yeah, exactly, Roger. It's 25 or above. The win percent's pretty much the same. So I go a little bit larger on my pad size for this, just in case we do get one of those little larger manipulations. So here we go. Yep, that is correct. Karaoke, above price, we're placing buy stops. Below price, we're placing sell stops. Hey, Ash. Is T in here? T, give a shout out if you're in here. I think he's sitting in an airport somewhere. Thanks, Ash. That's very kind of you. Good morning, Kyra, Jimmy, everybody else, Tyree. You could, if you want to use Euro. That's one thing we did with the pad. If you have the updated protection pad indicator, we actually changed it to where you can either do it in pips, points, or ticks. So if you do want to use a Euro, you can just do it in pips. I don't have any data on other than NQ, so I couldn't even tell you what size protection pad you would need for either Euro. I do just the NQ. Lewis, no. If I'm actually trading, I just use the continuous contract. I always use the continuous contract. Yeah, Nelson, if you go to the description of this video, the link to the indicator is in it. But yeah, Lewis, if you're using TradingView, using the continuous contract, when you place your orders, it's going to automatically put it on the NQH or whatever the most recent contract is. So I just use NQ1 and use B adjust, so that way it adjusts for price. It's just smoother when you're looking at stuff. Now, when I did collect the data, I had to use the individual contracts because you can only go so far back, especially going down to a 1 second chart on the continuous contract. So depending on how far back I was going to collect the data, I would use the individual contracts, but the continuous contract is just fine. Hey, Rod. So Marco, you could, yes, in some cases, I have looked at that too, and I know like for those who are using like Top Step, you can't pass all in one shot, so you have to do like half. So you could do either one. Like, let's look at that real quick. So let's say if you wanted to just try to get half, pass half. Okay, well, on a 250K Apex account, it's 15,000. Well, if you're still using the full contract allocation, you're saying I only want to get $7,500, right? Well, currently that's the same passing percentage. So it makes no difference as far as that. Now, if you want to use like half contract sizes, say like you're going to allocate 14, then that's going to change your actual passing percentage. So, I mean, you can, it just depends on the type of account that you have and the actual news event, and then obviously what pad size you have. So, Xavier, it really doesn't matter. Again, because we're only trying to capture the first couple seconds after the news event. So you can do this from a 5-minute chart, you can do this from a 1-minute chart, you can do it from an hourly chart. It really doesn't matter. Because of the fact that it's just whatever happens right after the news event. I personally just keep it on a 5-minute chart for now. Again, when I went back and redid all my data, I went down as far as a 1-second chart to see what price actually did. So that's different. Collecting of the data is a little different. So I just stay on the 5-minute chart. There's really no difference as far as that's concerned. So, all right. Well, hopefully we do get a better CPI than we did NFP. And it wasn't that NFP was bad. It's just that it didn't move far enough first before there was a small retracement. So again, depending on what size pad you use and what type of account you had, I do know there was about a 50-50 people pass and failed. So we'll see what happens. Once again, guys, this is only for passing evals. Only do this if you have a strategy and a model that you trade. If you don't have a strategy or a model that you trade, then don't do this. Learn a model. The only way to get access to this data sheet is being a member of either the Market Lens or Unicorn University. Those are both great communities to learn from. Ash is Unicorn model is part of my model itself, and T-Trade's fractal model is another part of my model, and as well as I've incorporated some stuff from AM's model as well. So that's how you get access to this data sheet. And if you need to learn a model, you don't have one, both of those communities are a fantastic place to learn a model. I'm not going to say which one's better. It's really up to you and your personal way you want to trade. You either trade a unicorn, you trade a fractal model, you trade an expansion model, or you trade something completely different. Whatever, doesn't really matter, as long as you understand this is only for passing evals. Hey, good morning, Sir Pickle. How are you doing today? Let's see what we get here. So got about 2 minutes left. So I'm going to go ahead and start placing my orders on the chart. Once again, below price, we right click, go to trade. We want to do a sell stop order. I'm using all 27 contracts. Going to go for just under 16,000 for my take profit. And then above price, we're going to do a buy stop. All right. And then we wait. Got about a minute and a half to go. Libre, I'm currently using a 30-point pad. So that's what I have it on for myself. Again, the passing percentage for this on 250K Apex accounts, 25 or above, is pretty much the same passing percentage. So I'm just going with a little larger of a pad, just in case we get a little larger manipulation, but we shall see. Good luck to everybody. How many people's hearts are pounding out of their chest? Mine used to do that when I first started doing this. It doesn't do it so much anymore, but How many people's hearts are beating right now? Because I know it does. I know a lot of people have commented that their heart starts to race just a little bit. Hey, Jimmy, your leg's shaking. Yeah. There we go. All right, 25 seconds. Let's focus here, guys and girls. All right, almost 10 seconds here. All right, I'm going to move mine down and up. See what happens. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh, my order rejected. How did everybody pass? Did you all pass? For some reason, my order rejected. Huh. That's interesting. Well, y'all should have passed. That was a great one there. Fantastic. I have no idea why my order rejected. Hey, good job, guys. Pass, pass. Hey, Amy, way to go, guys. Pass, pass, pass. Good job, Sir Pickle. Yeah, Kyra, did yours glitch? 6 more iPads. Way to go, Tom. I have no idea why mine did that. That's kind of whack, but yeah, had some slippage. Still passed. Okay, good. That's okay. No complaints there. Yeah, I have no idea why mine did that. Why mine just completely rejected the order. No, mine says that I lost $32,000. I don't even know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know why it did that. Huh. It rejected the order, yet it said I lost $32,000. Okay. I don't know what happened with mine. Did anybody else have? Hey, T. Look at T sleeping. I'll see you in a little bit, bro. Did T do an OSOK? We all know T doesn't have to use funded accounts. Yeah, Storm, you did too. That's weird. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, the OG was in the house. Yeah, there you go. Caitlin, that happens. That's probably just because of slippage, but that's okay. Yeah, Fernando, I don't know what happened. Why it did that. That's not sure. Yeah, beautiful move. Exactly, Ash. Hey, I'm glad. Listen, I don't care if I fail or pass, guys. As long as the community passes, that's all that matters. That's a nice move. Let's see. Let's go down to the 1 second chart. Let's see what happened here. Let's go back. Yeah, I mean there was no, it wasn't because of manipulation. So we had a 30-point pad. So if we replay this, let's go back to here. Let's go to there. We had a 30-point pad. So that's there and here. And let's go forward. And that might have been why. The 30-point pad might have been why. Let's look. Let's see. 5 second. That might have been what it was. Yep. That's what it was. It was a manipulation up. Yep. So really, because we started with 10 seconds left, you got to go back to the 10-second chart or 5-second chart. Let's see, 10. So it closed there. Yeah, it looks like that's what it was. It just slipped us just a little bit too much or went up on us. So that's what it was. So that makes sense now. That makes sense now. Yeah. See, so this is a perfect example of having a little bit larger of a pad help. So now that makes sense, but it's weird because it doesn't even put my orders on the screen. Yeah, the executions. Let's see, is there any execution labels? No, it's not even putting my orders on the screen. Oh well. Hey, congrats to everybody that passed. I'm glad everybody passed. It's okay, Lewis. If you just go into your Trade account, Lewis, you can look at your balance. You just have to look at your auto liquidate balance and Trade. So if you log into Trade, you'll see. Here, I'll post a screenshot of what mine looks like. This is what mine looks like right here. So it'll say it right there. If you see any number in these parentheses like this, that means then the account was failed. So that's how you would see that. Oh, Sir Pickle. Yep. Happens sometimes. $15 left. Okay. I think you might know a strategy you can play to pass that $15. I think you'll be okay. Shout out to everybody. Watch out for Sir Pickle's private mentorship coming soon as well. That's okay. Use a 60-point pad. Yep. As long as you guys pass. I won't be streaming. No, I will not be streaming for PPI tomorrow. Obviously, I have actually passed on PPI. The numbers for PPI are kind of garbage. Let's look at PPI numbers. Yeah, so they are pretty abysmal. You would really need to get a strong one-sided move to pass. But yeah, it's not very good. But I have actually passed on PPI. I have gone back to back before CPI, PPI, back-to-back days passing. But it's totally up to you if you want to do that. Yeah. So everyone, remember, this is over now. We're going back to our normal strategy. We're going back to proper risking, turn off instant order placement, and trade the model that we trade. And we'll have another shot at it soon. But no, I don't think PPI is any good. That's your call. I will not be doing a PPI stream. 4,500 to slippage to 46K. It's just there's no advice I can say. It's just you got slipped. That's all it was, and or the pad wasn't big enough. You're welcome, Tyree. It happens all the time. I've never not had slippage doing this, whether it's in the positive or in the negative. I've always had some type of slippage, Daniel. So just like I said, I think it's the pad wasn't quite big enough. So that's why I said before I wanted to use a little bigger of a pad. It looks like it just barely touched mine. So is what it is. Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. Thank Rod. All right, everybody. I'm done. I'm going to go back to trading. I have another video I got to make. A big video being released this weekend on a very large YouTube channel. You guys may or may not know who that is. And I got to get that video ready. So thank you, everybody. Great job for those that passed. Thanks, Kyra, Fernando, Duke. Appreciate you guys. And if you guys have passed and have gotten some value out of this, again, I do these streams for free. If you want to show some support, you can do so by purchasing your next Apex account using my code DayTradingRealtor. And until next time, everybody risk properly, trade your model, stay safe, and happy trading.